shocks in HYBE. Jimin and Jungkook's secret files leaked. What have they been hiding all this time? Over the years, the relationship between Jimin and Jungkook, two BTS members who share not only the stage, but also the warmth, laughter, even the unspoken gaze, has become a source of curiosity as well as admiration from many parties. But this time, the public was made an uproar not by a special stage or a live moment, but by something much more unexpected. The leak of internal files from HYBE labels containing private information and confidential interactions between the two. The incident began when one of HYBE's internal server uploads that was unlocked for several minutes was accidentally read by a Korean entertainment industry security data observer. In the leaked system snapshot, there is a folder named jimqin Confidential, Do Not Distribute, and within seconds, the internet was on fire. And no one actually opens the entire file. But there is a fair amount of metadata and pre-cached information that indicates what the file contains: rehearsal recordings, transcripts of private conversations, voice notes, to secret project documents involving Jimin and Jungkook. In response to this uproar, HYBE issued an official statement. We are investigating a leak of internal documents containing sensitive data. No files related to inappropriate behavior or breach of contract. But the content of the file is very personal and involves the creative process of our artists. But of course, that sentence was not enough to withstand the torrents of speculation from the global fandom. Many ask, what is actually so personal to the point of being labeled confidential and containing only two names, Jungkook and Jimin? Some internal sources say, the file does not contain anything negative, but very personal and emotional. In it there is Jimin's handwritten letter to Jungkook on the anniversary of BTS's 10th debut, which was never given in person. In the letter, he wrote how Jungkook had become the quietest yet warmest home he had ever had. Jungkook's voice note recorded while he was undergoing isolation due to COVID-19, in which he uttered, Jimin Hyung, if I can sing for just one person tonight, I want it to be you. An unreleased duet song project under the code name Mirror, the lyrics of which were written together during the duo's stay in a private studio in 2022. The song had never been heard by anyone outside the studio. Instead of being the subject of negative gossip, this leaked file caused a wave of respect and admiration from the fans. On various forums and platforms, comments are popping up. All this time we thought they were just colleagues, but it turns out they are each other's support system in a very deep way. Even if it is not romantic, such a relationship is more sincere than many love stories. If they're hiding something, it's not a secret. It protects their hearts. In the midst of this news storm, neither Jimin nor Jungkook issued any statements. But the day after the leak, Jimin uploaded a photo of the night sky on his personal account with the caption, "Not everything that is invisible is a lie. Sometimes, it's just the quietest place to keep what's most precious." While Jungkook, in a limited message in the fan community, only wrote, "I'm not afraid if you know who is always the reason behind my smile." Online petitions began circulating, urging HYBE to consider the song's release as a form of collective healing and a tribute to the two's bond. 3 days after the file leak that shook HYBE and global fandom, the atmosphere at the military headquarters where Jungkook and Jimin served became quieter than usual. But in a dugout lit only by the dim light of a water dispenser, a young man sat quietly, staring at the screen of his tablet. Now shows a folder called jimqin Confidential that somehow managed to be returned to him through the internal system. Jungkook didn't open it. His fingers hung over the screen, trembling softly, as if in doubt, not out of fear, but knowing that opening the file is the same as reopening the feelings that he has been keeping in meetings with time. He finally opened the first file. His own voice sounded. An old voice note, recorded in the morning after a grueling choreographic rehearsal. Sometimes I feel like our voices are just hiding from each other. But if we get a chance, I want to sing together, not because of the project, but because I just want you next to me. Jungkook was silent for a long time. I didn't realize someone was standing at the door. That's Jimin. With slow steps, Jimin approached and sat down on the floor, leaning his shoulders against the side of the bed. There are no words between them, only the sound in the recording continues to flow, now playing the next file. The initial lyrics of the song Mirror, written by Jimin's hand, were scanned and stored in digital form. You see me, even though I don't want to be seen, and I see myself, only when you're around. Jimin took a deep breath, then said softly, I think we keep all of this out of fear, but it turns out, keeping it for too long actually hurts. Jungkook looked up. For the first time since the file was leaked, they looked at each other, not as teammates, not as soldiers saluting each other, but as two hearts that know each other's contents a long time ago. Some sources mentioned that the song Mirror project was originally designed as a secret gift for BTS's 10th birthday. But due to the mental state of the time, as well as commercial pressure from the label, the song was never continued. Surprisingly, based on the file metadata, Jungkook once recorded a full demo of the song in one night. After one of the small quarrels with Jimin that occurred on the eve of a big concert, I end the tape, his voice sounds slightly hoarse, restraining emotions, while singing the chorus, You think I don't know how to look at you. But I've been staring since the first time you said, I'll stay here. The song was not polished, not given auto-tune, not corrected. But that's precisely what makes it feel most honest. Shortly after the viral file leak, some Korean media began interviewing sources close to the two members' families. One of Jimin's brothers, in a closed-door interview, called, Jimin never said much about Jungkook. But every time the name appeared, his face changed. Not because he was ashamed, but because he knew the world will not fully understand what they have. Meanwhile, from Jungkook's side, the older brother responded with a light laugh when asked about the mirror. Jungkook is not good at hiding things. When she sings with her eyes closed, she usually has one name on her mind. In the latest press conference, HYBE finally opened up about their attitude regarding the leaked documents. We are not in a position to determine what is worth releasing or not when it has already touched the hearts of the public in such a sincere way. If Jimin and Jungkook want to continue the Mirror project, then we will support it completely, uncensored, unconditionally. 2 weeks after the incident, Jungkook appeared in a limited live broadcast from the military camp. With a simple guitar, he sang pieces of Mirror songs for the first time in acoustic format, without effects, without a long introduction. If you ask me if this is a song for you, the answer is yes. But before that, this song is for the one person who always looks at me even when I'm speechless. And in the last sentence, the camera shifts slightly, showing Jimin's shadow behind the screen. Smile, but with reddened eyes. Now, the folder that used to be called JM Confidential is no longer just a collection of hidden data. It has become a symbol of something greater, the courage to be honest in a world that constantly demands falsehood. Jimin and Jungkook never confirmed whether they were lovers, soulmates, or something in between. But one thing is certain, what they have, now there is no need to hide anymore. Because the world already saw and chose to no longer question what his name was. What matters is what it feels like, and it feels like coming home. The leaked file is not a scandal. That's not a disgrace. It's not a marketing strategy. IT was proof that behind the magnificent industry and millions of camera eyes, there are two human beings who take care of each other, in silence, in unsent letters, and in songs that may never be heard on the radio. If it is called secret, then perhaps the world is too noisy to hear the most honest thing, that Jimin and Jungkook trust each other more than anything in this world. And now, the world already knows, not to exploit, but to appreciate, to love them, like the way they love each other, quietly, deeply, and forever.